just wanted to take a couple of minutes, just looking for vinegar, but I just wanted to take a couple of minutes to talk to you about what the point of these videos are and what the heck I'm doing. But I'm also going to make poached eggs at the same time, and this is not a cookery video, so I'm just multitasking basically. So it's going to be random. This Welsh Mother is a project I started over a year ago. It started in March 2017, and I originally started it as a Facebook page, and thought to myself that if it grew and we got enough page likes, I would start it as a blog, and that's what happened. And that's the door. This Welsh Mother, which was kind of create a community that was very engaged and involved in what we were doing, getting people on board to help with things like reviewing products and going to events, which is what bloggers get asked to do quite a lot. But because Wales obviously is very big in area, there's a lot of things that logistically I can't go to, and also my son is a toddler, so there's a lot of things that, you know, brands and things that are not suited to me ideally, just because of the age of my child and the situation of my family. So I wanted to get that going and kind of share the love basically. I also set out that I wanted to pay some other mums to write content for the website, and that I wanted to start a scholarship and do some meetups. And we tried all those things, you know, to be honest with you. I have got, a year later, I have got a nice kind of team. So we've got Charlotte, who blogs at Musing Mum. She writes for the site monthly as a contributor. And we've got Jade, who is also a mum of 2, and she is my virtual assistant, for want of a better word. She is my right-hand woman. She schedules all the social media, she creates graphics and stuff for Instagram. She's a legend. She does all my Pinterest and things. She keeps everything ticking over, and I couldn't do this without her, because I suppose one of the reasons I wanted to make these videos is that it's actually really hard and a lot of work to run a digital business like this. It takes hours and hours and hours, and I don't think people realise that, you know, for some people they are businesses, they're not hobbies. Not that there's anything wrong with a hobby, but I have had and do have plans for This Welsh Mother to be so much more than that. So, you know, This Welsh Mother costs money to run every month. And so in order to pay that out, we work with brands on sponsored content and we get paid for those collaborations, and in turn that helps me pay other people. But I have fears and I suppose knowledge. I know that the tide has turned on ads, and you know, Facebook changed their algorithm in January, which really affected us because it's really difficult now for people to see my posts that we put on This Welsh Mother. And to combat that, we started the group So if you've not liked the group page, I'll pop a link in the description below so you can go and do that. It's easier for us to get our posts seen in the group. So that is the kind of premise behind that really, and why we started it. Just doing my avocado. Such a cliche. That's why we started the group, so that you'd be more likely to see the posts. It has been difficult, I will tell no lie. People don't generally read the sponsored blog content, so if I've worked with a brand, just getting a fork. Yeah, if I've been working with a brand, I don't seem to get the same kind of interaction on those posts as I do with other more general posts. So that's difficult to balance, because this is very much a catch-22 situation. I need to get you to read, you know, to go from Facebook or wherever you are on social media over to the thiswelshmother.co.uk. I need that because I need to show that people are looking at the website. In order for you to look at the website, we've got to put up new content, which takes time to read, or it takes money on my side to pay other people. So we've got a lot of work to do our end. I've got to get you to read it. I've then got to sell that to an advertiser to get them to pay. We did a meetup, that went really well, but there needs to be meetups across the country, which I need to put in force. I still want to do a very big giving back arm to it, but unless I'm posting things constantly, you all have got better things to do than me looking for my posts. So I need to try and find a way of keeping everything engaged. And last year, just cracking my egg. Last year, I got This Welsh Mother accepted onto an entrepreneur enablement programme in conjunction with NatWest and some really big UK-based companies. And that was really eye-opening, because I got to kind of pitch the idea of what This Welsh Mother is as a business to lots of different people and CEOs and banks, and really refine what we were doing. And I came away from that in October with the idea of growing This Welsh Mother and developing it into its own media company, really. And part of me feels ridiculous saying that, because I'm like, media company, really, Kerry? You are one woman working from her bedroom in Pontypool. Are you really a media company? But yes, I am, and I am going to be. So I developed a kind of company behind it called Mother Made Media, and I have had full ideas how to grow that since October. So we're now in April, and the time has come. I've finished some contracting work, which was taking up a lot of my time. So basically, in order to pay everyone to do This Welsh Mother, I took some contracting work on so I could take my wages from that and pay everyone else and really develop it. I hadn't really thought that through, and I think it's important to talk about that, because I didn't realise that by taking myself away from the business of This Welsh Mother, I didn't realise how bad that would be. You know, I was covering all the bases, and I was paying for people to do things for This Welsh Mother, but I wasn't doing anything for it myself because I was too busy. So I've stepped away from that now, and I am fully back into it, and I've kind of just decided that it's now or never almost. I'm, you know, no holes barred, no front, 35. I've been self-employed for most of my life in one way or another. I am a certified business coach, certified life coach, but when I kind of drill down on what my values are, it's kind of motivating. I really want to motivate women to know what opportunities they have work-wise, particularly within business. But I feel that should be done in a very realistic way. My life is completely different now that I've got a child. Sorry, that was a notification. My life's really different now that I've got a child. My schedule is, and the way that most coaches or people who want to enable women work is that they charge women for their services. So I could go down the route of writing a course, like how I've created an online business. I could continue with the meetups and kind of angle and charge that. I could develop a range of merchandise, and I could carry on working with brands for This Welsh Mother. But not all of that kind of resonates with me. One, I do not want to charge women who really need help launching a business for business advice. And there's nothing wrong with that if that is what you do. It just doesn't resonate with me. Makes me feel a little bit icky. So I've decided that I'm not going to do that. And I'm waffling. We are going to pursue a lot of ways of monetising This Welsh Mother, and hopefully they'll be successful. But I suppose this video is about the fact that I've just decided to go all in on it, and part of that is documenting what I'm doing to launch this business in video. I know that video is a really popular medium, and I have stayed clear of doing it for a really long time for 1,000,001 reasons. Especially YouTube. One, I don't want to read horrific comments about myself on the internet. Who does? Two, half the time I do not wear makeup or do my hair, so you know, I'm not really a glamorous kind of woman that you see online. I'm not thin and looking like some kind of goddess, so I feel like who the hell is going to want to watch me? But in answering those questions, that's real life, isn't it? Most of us are not fitness models. Most of us do not look glamorous all the time, and all of us still manage to get loads of stuff done. So I decided to bite the bullet and just do this, because actually, who cares? You know, and it might fail. It may be a great success, but I feel it's the only way to kind of get you on board with what I'm trying to do. So I hope you are. So I'm writing a blog post and putting it live today, all about the ways that we are going to push this business forward, and they are kind of a three-way structure really. So I'm going to check my eggs. So This Welsh Mother is a blog and social media site. You consume content that we write on our blog site and on our social media pages, and that is going to continue. There's going to be no change to that. Posting will be more frequent. You might have noticed that that's happened already. I've started writing a daily bite-sized news post, so that goes up every morning. I'm getting up really early to do it, so make sure you keep checking it out. Because I think I like to be kept. I like to know what's going on in the world, but I haven't really got 1,000,001 hours to do it, and that might sound like a crappy excuse, but it's not. And I think it's important that we kind of still give ourselves, empower ourselves with all that knowledge, but also, you know, keep it brief. And it gives you the option to see whether any of those stories are relevant to you, and then go in if you want to read more or you've got the time. There's full links there, you know, to where I've got those stories, and those stories are worldwide, Welsh-based and female-focused, women-based stories in the news, which I think will interest you. So that's going to continue. We're going to have fresher content. Through feedback, and something I've always wanted is to get a Welsh language writer on board to write a Welsh post in Welsh language. I would love to have the whole site in Welsh language for you to read, should you consume through that medium. However, I'm only a Welsh learner, so I can't do that myself. I need to get someone in, and I'm not sure how we're going to do that, but that is something hopefully we'll see coming up. So that's block one. The digital content is going to stay the same. And through that digital content, I hope to actually launch the This Welsh Mother shop, which will carry merchandise and also link you to other great Welsh Mother makers that I know that are fabulous, but maybe are not widely known by you, so that if you can support those businesses, that's a great thing. So that's what we're going to do with the website, and we're going to continue with the meetups. I'm going to try and spread them throughout the country. I'm going to try and make them free wherever possible. And I want them for the most part to be outside of Cardiff, because I fully understand that everything happens in South, in Cardiff, and nothing really, not nothing really happens elsewhere, but it's really irritating when you live in other parts of Wales to see a great event and think, oh, I'd love to go to that, and then, oh, it's in Cardiff again, and that's miles away from you. So that's something that is on my mind, and we're looking to combat. The second block is a print magazine. You might have seen me mention this on the page, but we are looking to diversify and produce a print magazine by the summer holidays this year, which you can hold in your physical hands. I don't know all the nitty-gritty details of that at the moment, but my feeling is, or the research that I've done so far, is that we will be able to sell advertising in that magazine, and you will not feel so much so like you're being directly sold to as you will if you read a post from me promoting a brand. That is the kind of feedback I've had so far. So that enables us to bring in an income. It enables us to produce a product for you that will hopefully cheer you up, give you something to read, give you a bit of me time, enlighten you on some topics, let you know what's going on in this country, and talk about some things that really affect, women with children in Wales, because I think that's really important. I don't want it to be just another ad magazine. I don't want the content to be crappy. And that is where Welsh mums come in. I mentioned earlier that I would love to employ more Welsh mothers. I know tons of Welsh mothers who are already writing and trying to kind of like make a side gig. If I am able to get this magazine off the ground and sell advertising, I will pay Welsh mums to write the content that is in that magazine. I will absolutely guarantee you that. And I think that will be great because, yes, it gives a Welsh mum some income. Also, for a lot of places, there is still a lot of kudos in print. So by having your own column or being published in a magazine, that is seen as a great kind of backbone for creating your own online writing portfolio. So yay for that. So that is print. I know no more, but stay tuned. You'll see me going through it. It's already stressful, but I'm sure it'll be brilliant. And the third arm is that kind of giving back arm. So when I originally set This Welsh Mother up, I wanted to do some kind of scholarship, but we weren't making the kind of money to put into the scholarship what I wanted to do. So it kind of fell by the wayside, and any money that we did make was donated to the Women's Refuge charity. So I think I found a way to do something else. So whilst I was at eSpark, which is the Entrepreneur Enabler program that I went through with the bank, I kind of developed this idea of creating a program that trained unemployed mums, Welsh mums, people that live in rural areas who are thinking about self-employment, and train them in the kind of topics that I know a lot about and have a lot of experience in, and that is social media management, online, content creation, writing, kind of internet-based business, all those kind of good things like internet marketing, all the stuff you see me do online that I have done for my other business. And that is something we're looking to roll out this year. So I've been in touch with Business Wales and also Welsh iSync affiliate, and I'm kind of all over the place trying to push this at the moment, but I really want to get that off the ground this year, and hopefully that will, one, bring new people into our community who really need it, two, give women options is the main thing, and it will scratch my business itch, because if you've ever heard me talk on any other platform or at a conference or something, you'll know that I'm big into business. It's all I want to talk about, starting your own business. I also do some work with Biz Mums in Cardiff and host a meeting for them. And that is where my passion lies. That's what I really want. So hopefully that is something you will see grow as well. So we'll have our digital platform as it is now, social media channels, all fun and lively and keeping it jazzy. We'll have the print magazine, and we'll also have this arm that kind of offers retraining, gets us some new writers, gives women experience, and kind of pushes them forward towards self-employment and running their own online platforms. So that's where we're at. I've been making these little videos every day about things that I'm doing, and they're going to continue. I'm not going to promise they're going to always be every day, but I'm trying my best. I'm no video genius, so it's all new to me. You'll have seen that I've changed the headers on the social media channels to reflect the new branding, and that does encompass the magazine, the meetups, the podcast, which we're going to be launching, which is going to be conversations with Welsh women. More on that later. And also Welsh Mother TV. Now, what that is essentially is going to be videos that are uploaded to YouTube. They're going to be things like days out, events, activities, all that kind of content. So if there's anything or anywhere you would like to see some videos made of, or you would like to make one, then do get in touch with me. I'm going to put more information about that on the website, and my email's also below. So if you've got any feedback or anything you want to chat about, you can get me there. So this is in conjunction with the blog post. So I'm going to put the blog post beneath here, the link again, so you can go and read it if you've not seen it. I hope this has made some sense, and I hope that you kind of like stick with me, if not to watch me do random things to try and launch a business, but just to kind of like get on board and support me if you want to, call me crazy, but just to show you that things like this are possible. People think that, you know, amazing businesses start in cities and start with young upstarts and glamorous women, and this is not that. It is going to be just me trying to make it happen, but I know I can, and I'd love to kind of like have you along with the ride. So I'm going to go and eat my lunch, my eggs now, which are possibly cold. And I will speak to you later. If you've got any feedback or anything, just pop it in the comments and I will get back to them soon. Thanks ever so much for watching, and I really, really appreciate having you on board. You don't know, like without you, none of this is possible. So please, please stick around.